Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, Cam, man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vickers. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is the easiest way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in over 30 states, including Georgia, Missouri, and Texas, just to name a few. If you use your Game 4 boost, you unlocked a 90% boost, so make sure to use it before tip-off tonight. Who's who we're rocking with in Game 5 for the 90% extender boost? We will show y'all that on the screen. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code Mase, Cam, or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus funds with your first deposit. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mase and Cam.
Murder, what up, man?
Yo, what's up, Cam? How you doing today?
I'm good. How you, bro?
I'm doing really good, man.
That's what's up, man. That's good shit.
Yeah, man. What's going on with you, Stat?
I'm great. Have you guys been seeing what's been going on in the news lately? I feel like there's something new every single day.
Who now?
It's nothing bad. It's just some people got pardoned.
Yeah, that was really cool.
People definitely got pardoned.
You heard about it?
I heard Larry Hoover got pardoned, but he still got 200 years with the state.
So how did he get pardoned?
Trump said, I handle the feds. You don't owe the feds nothing. You good. But the state, like, we ain't got nothing to do with the feds. You still owe 200.
Wow.
From what I read.
So is that a partner? How is it a partner if you still got to do 200?
I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, come on, Trump.
That's not.
That's the nigga who said I did my part.
Tell your other man to do his part.
Yeah, I did my part.
Who else can give him the 200 off, though?
I have no idea.
I don't think anybody.
I don't know.
That's crazy. What did he do for NBA Youngboy?
He pardoned him too. But I don't know the intricate details if it's like one half something.
I read the Larry Hoover shit today, yesterday, early this morning I read it. But I was reading it because, Larry, I'm interested in like that story. And, it's been several times and many people advocating to get him out and they can never work. So Trump doing it. And I'm like, oh, this nigga's getting out. But when I was reading it, there's like, that's federal, but he's still 200 years. And when I read that, I kind of read a couple more sentences and I stopped because I'm like, what kind of pardon is this? Same thing.
Yeah, the right way to look at it is that you got the federal side pardon, and that in 4 years, Trump may come back and pardon the other one on the exit.
Oh, upon exit. I was like, another.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be something he's doing just to see how the first part goes. So it's, when you're in jail, you got to look at it from the optimistic way, and that will be the way to look at it.
I fuck with Trump on the pardon tip because before this election, he was pardoning like Kodak Black and some other people as well. And I forget, Kodak Black, Lil Wayne did something.
Mm-hmm.
Desiree from Rock Nation. He's pardoning a lot of different people. And I was saying that to myself. I said, he's pardoning a lot of black people that I think can help control the vote when it's time for the re-election. But he can't be president again, so now he's just doing the shit. Like, what's the story? Let that nigga out, man. It's been 35, man. Let him out. Because now it ain't like he could run again. Even to the point where when he mentioned Shador, when Shador didn't get drafted by the 4th round, he was like, all right, now y'all, the NFL, what are y'all doing? Now y'all playing games. Then it seemed like he got drafted after Trump said that. Who else got pardoned, though?
That's the main two that I knew of. I will search and get back. Larry Hoover and Youngboy.
NBA Youngboy.
Oh, Youngboy's recently?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in jail? I thought he got out.
Yeah, because he had a tour, and now we see how that's...
Probably has some probation. He's still...
Okay. I didn't know. I thought he was out.
Yeah, no, he got pardoned, so... Yeah, it's been a lot going on. I might starting by asking y'all different news topics. It doesn't have to be political news, but different stuff. Because I just feel like every day there has been some new thing that I want to know y'all's opinions on. But that's just what I was looking at today. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. I think he's doing certain shit to piss people off where he really mean it. I don't know who you could piss off by letting Larry Hoover out. I have no idea.
No either. Okay. So,
but congrats.
Yeah,
congratulations.
For sure. Okay, so let's get into the games. The Thunder advanced to the NBA Finals after beating the Timberwolves 124-94. They're the second youngest team to make the NBA Finals in the last 70 years with an average age of 25 and a half when weighted for playoff games played. Mase, how do you feel about the Thunder's advance?
Oh man, I'm really excited for the Thunder. I think they got a lot of pieces that a lot of people that work very hard to be there. Not that other teams haven't, but this looked like a team they kept getting knocked out each year in the playoffs as they were approaching this season. And they just made up in their mind, if we ever get back there again, we're going to make sure we make this series count. And it looked like they came out with that urgency and mindset that I'm always talking about. They come out, and we're going to get into the game, but I'm really happy for them.
They deserved it. To me, it looked like Minnesota tapped out last game. Even though it was a close game, it looked like they were burnt out. This game was over from the first quarter. Minnesota had 9 points when the game started. You outscored 34-9 in the first quarter. Then you get outscored by 16 or 17 points in the second quarter. This game was a rout from the very beginning. Pardon me. And to me, Ant-Man, I don't want to use the word defeated, but he had the attitude this game. It looked like this to me. He knew the double team was coming. He knew they was going to play him hard. He knew that they was going to switch. And his last comments last game, not the game last night, but previous, Game 4, he was saying he didn't feel he played bad. He made the right basketball decisions because a lot of people were saying, yo, you got to play hero ball. You got to be selfish. You got to go to the basket. But when I looked at the game, on rerun the other night and then watching the game last night, it ain't so much you can do when 2 and 3 people are double teaming you and you're making the right decision basketball-wise. I get what some people saying you got to be selfish, but if 3 niggas is on you, that means 2 niggas is open, and though it's their job to complete the play if I'm giving up the right basketball play. You know, we look at McDaniels, he waited till Game 5 on a closeout the series game to have the worst game it looked like of the season. He was 2 for 13, didn't produce anything. Julius Randle could basically do what he could do, but it wasn't enough. Look, they got smacked. They got ran around. Naz Reid, he didn't play like somebody that was on the last year of his contract. So that's what I took from it. But OKC, they just look like Mace says for the Pacers, it may be a little bit more of continuity, camaraderie, niggas who fuck with each other, like
hang out with each other,
and all that. You know, and then especially they're young too. You got to think about this. This is like a college team almost in the NBA, especially with college students be 24, 25, and 26 these days. So it's definitely like a college team, if you ask me, who's just killing in the NBA. Everybody seems to step into their role right now when you think about Jay Will, looking like a premier 2 player right now. It took a while throughout the season because people like, is he going to be the 2? Is Chet going to be the 2? Who's going to be the second option? It's looking like he's filling out to be that second option. And on certain nights, Chet could be the second option because he played very well. But those 3 are looking like they could be a potential big 3 for a long time to come. So congrats to them. SGA is all not. Let's just take a look at the stats for the year. We got SGA being the MVP of the season. Now he's the MVP of the Western Conference Finals, and they're 4 games away from winning the championship. Now we got to give a lot of credit to the coach as well. Mark, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Stat, but he started at the G League. Sam Presti brought him in, and each year he's been very, very, very successful. Coming from the G League, I think they won 24 games the first year, 26 on the next year, maybe 40, 50 to the best record that they have as an organization in the regular season this year. Sam Presti, again, another year with getting Executive of the Year. OKC is a great organization. It's just about them getting over the hump. We got to think about maybe 13 years ago now when we thought OKC was on the verge of being one of these dynasties. When you had James Harden there, when you had Kevin Durant there, when you had Russell Westbrook there, and they all were really young, and you're like, yo, this team could really be on to be a dynasty. The difference, I believe, in this team, talking about the 2025 Oklahoma City Thunder as opposed to the 2011-2012 Oklahoma City Thunder, is that people know exactly what their role is on the team. Yeah. Everybody went, that 2011-2012 team, to me, everybody thought they were the man. But to me, it should have been Kevin Durant the man, Russell Westbrook playing his position at the two at second option, and James Harden, he was coming off the bench that time, which was really sensational. OKC now, they have a hierarchy. We know that SGA is the man. We know that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, pardon me, that Jay Will could be the two or Chet could be the three or vice versa on any given night. Everybody understands it. You know, I remember the OKC Thunder when niggas like Russell Westbrook, why does he keep shooting and not giving Kevin Durant the ball? Then James Harden came in and he needed to get his buckets. It seemed like at that time they were not organized and everybody was like, I'm better than this nigga. I love Russell Westbrook. I love James Harden. You're not better than Kevin Durant. But they had a point to prove. And let's look at it like this. Let's be totally honest. Sometimes you have to take different paths to get where you got to go. Kevin Durant's the only one who ended up with a championship, 2 championships, possibly 3 if he didn't get hurt. But each one of them players that I named ended up winning a league MVP. So you had 3 future league MVPs on that team. Russell Westbrook won the league MVP, and James Harden won the league MVP. So when you got that kind of talent, and not only that kind of talent, you have personalities going to clash, and it just didn't work out for them. But this Oklahoma City Thunder team right now looks like they got it together.
Yeah, they definitely look like that. And then, did you have a take before?
Yeah. When it comes to this game, it just, I know what he meant to say was that it was 26-9 in that first quarter. But then if you go into the half 30 points down and you're in a closeout game, that's just uncalled for. And what OKC did to them was the reason why I thought they needed Rob Dillingham, right? So you get them to trap Ant-Man. They didn't have another person that could create baskets on their own. Yes, you got DiVincenzo who could spot up and hit threes, but they needed another slasher on the floor. And when you're trying to get your big man to be a slasher and Julius Randle, it just kind of messes up the spacing of the floor. So this is why you end up getting blown out when you know that basketball, you're going to need another slasher on the floor and somebody who can get a basket when they need to or create something and this was the difference between, I think, Mike Conley and Rob Dillingham. And when I brought him out because he's a rookie, I know everybody probably was thinking, well, what can he do? He would have been a difference maker in this. And when they brought him in, he got about 7 points. But had he got some more minutes and some more time, this could have been a different series because you can't prepare for rookies. You could prepare for second-time players and third-year players. And this team was like minus 100. The starting 5 alone was minus 100. When you calculate even the bench, you probably up to like 160. So it's just like nobody really came to play better than this Thunder team. So it wasn't like they won any matchup. And like Cam said, they were very defeated. And they need to really figure out some other players they could bring in that could get baskets also. I think a lot of people have depended on them 3-pointers, and this is what it looked like when they don't fall. You lose by 20 and 30, and that's why we're seeing so many blowouts and runaway games in the playoffs because people are not really looking at another way to get baskets.
So let's do some reflection real quick, and then we'll kind of move on to the future. So just looking back at how this series went, how shocked are you that the Timberwolves only won 1 game out of the series, or did you kind of expect that?
I'm really not surprised that they only won 1 game after I saw the first 2. After I saw the first 2, I wasn't surprised. If you would have said in the beginning of this, before they ever played, that Ant-Man would only win one game or the Wolves would only win one game, I would have said, you bugging. I thought they would at least win two. Even with the way they started, they should have at least won two. But this goes back to the mindset that we was talking about. And I guess when I said what I said about Ant-Man, I guess it was true. You're not going to win until you correct those things. I don't mean to laugh, but I try to laugh so it's not personal for me. It's just what's out there.
What you see.
Yeah.
Okay. Cam.
And it's and the baby moms told me to tell you, Cam, thank you for telling the truth.
About what?
When I said what I said, and you said Mase would know or whatever you said, she said thank you.
Well, nothing to do with her. I don't want nothing to do with whatever she got going on. You can tell Mase thank you. I don't want to talk. To be honest with you. Try to pay. I don't support not being in a child life though. But I do support if I want to give you this money and just bring my child on the days we work out. Cool. You can't force me to be with you for a baby. Am I the one to take care of the baby? Me, Cam, I'm talking about. Absolutely. I don't support deadbeats. I'm not with that a little bit. If you got a kid, you need to take care of it. But that don't mean I still like you. That's my point, so. And then on top of that, these bitches don't even, I'm not talking about her because I don't know the situation, but these bitches don't even be wanting the kids. They be just looking for a way to stay connected for 18 joints. Half the time, 21 joints. Come get your kid. You don't love your son. School is coming up. You ain't pay for this. You ain't pay for that. Graduation bills, this, that, and the third. Just for a reason to be around nigga. And like I said, I'm not talking about this situation, but I'm not going to comment. So if Mase said you said thank you, I appreciate it, but I wasn't trying to give out any props. I just know Mase knows better than I know.
Mm-hmm.
To me, as far as I take from Minnesota, Mase had just said that, like, after the second game, he knew that Minnesota wasn't going to win the series. In the words of OJ, he has a grasp for the obvious. After 2 games, I think we kind of all knew that Minnesota wasn't going to win the series. But if at the beginning of the series, to be honest with you, I don't know. I wouldn't have said that Minnesota would only won 1 game. I would not have said that. Ant-Man looked really good. I think that they took, to be honest with you, I didn't think that they was going to beat Denver as good as the Joker was playing. But they did. So at the end of the day, I don't know, Minnesota, to me, they need a second option. Julius Randle's a great player, but to me, he's more of a third option after watching this series. Imagine Julius Randle as a third option. That's a really good team if you have Julius Randle as a third option. It's not going to cut it with him being the second option. DiVincenzo, he doesn't look comfortable as he did in New York. He looks way more comfortable around his dudes in New York and the system, so on and so forth. He looked like a player that could be good from not night to night, but maybe twice a week. That looked like he was trying to fit in the system that he wasn't comfortable with. That's just my opinion as far as Minnesota, but did I think they would only win 1 game? Nah, I thought they would win more than 1 game. I was hoping they won last night so that we could have some more basketball. It's not, depending on what happens tonight, we may not have basketball for a whole week. So I was hoping that these series go a little longer, including the Knicks series. I don't want that to be over with. The quicker these series are over with, the quicker there's no basketball. And that's a sad time in life. Every year, even though it gets warm out, so on and so forth, but I miss basketball when it's not there. So I was hoping that it goes a little longer. But what I will say is this, is that so far, and even though they could possibly be eliminated in the same scenario, depending on what happens tonight with the Knicks and Pacers, but I would say that the Knicks so far got the better end of this trade, because I know we was talking about who got the better end of the trade out of New York Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves, being that Karl Anthony Towns left the Timberwolves and went to the Knicks, and the Knicks traded over DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. What I will say is this, that the Knicks got the better trade. The reason that I'm saying that is this, is that Minnesota got to the conference final last year, and they won 1 game last year. So you did exactly this year what you did last year. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, did y'all make a miracle towards the end of the season to push for a playoff run, so on and so forth? Yeah, y'all did, which was really great, but y'all didn't finish further than y'all finished last year. The Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals. Even though we know Julius Randle was hurt last year, Obi was hurt, Jalen Brunson got hurt, etc., they didn't make it past the second round. This year, they're still in the Eastern Conference Finals, which they haven't done in 25 years. So I would say out of the trade, the Knicks actually are more successful with gaining Karl Anthony Towns so far for this season. We'll see what happens for seasons to come. And they still not out the playoffs as well. We'll see what happens tonight. I know a lot of people are saying coming back from 3-1 is crazy. It's happened before. Will it happen again? I can't tell you that. But I will say that the Knicks won this trade for this year.
And then, Mase, what do you think? Who do you think had the better trade, the Knicks or the Timberwolves, based on what you've seen so far?
Right now, of course, it looks like the Knicks have the better of the trade, simply because I think Cat is more what New York needed versus DiVincenzo showing up, or Julius Randle producing in the playoffs. So even if Julius Randle produces in the playoffs, Cat is more what the New York Knicks needed more than Minnesota. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, for what they need to go to the next level, I'm not sure that Julius Randle, even if they had a good game, is what they needed to go to the next level, especially when you're going to be playing teams like OKC and you're going to be playing teams like Denver in the future. I'm not sure if those pieces are going to get you over that hump pause again year after year. But I can see Karl Anthony Towns being successful in the East Coast as at his position. And when you think of, just overall, if they would have met in a series, I still think even New York would have beat them. If both of them would have made it to the championship, I could see New York beating Minnesota. So I would have to go with the Knicks.
Okay. And then, just to Mace's point, Cam, if, the Timberwolves were to move on in the series, do you think the Knicks would have beat them if we were in this boat?
If the Minnesota would have made it to the championship? I ain't going to do that to Minnesota because they didn't. And we got to stop making up fake scenarios unless it's like the 70s players against the 2025 players. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You're talking about two teams that could potentially be knocked out by tomorrow morning. It may not be neither one of them. If they want to play for the bronze medal, then I wouldn't mind watching that series for third place.
Fair. Okay, and then looking ahead to next season for the Timberwolves, so a couple players could enter free agency, which include Julius Randle, Naz Reid, and Killa Alexander-Walker. Mase, do you see them keeping this team together?
I'm not sure. I think, because it's such a new idea. First, go to Cam and come back, because I want to look at something about their background.
Yeah.
So I can give them more education.
No team keeps the same players every year. Now, out of these three players you just named, I'm not sure who stays, because let's think about this. Julius Randle, he played all right series. He didn't have a great series, and like I said, it showed that he couldn't be the second option on that team. But let's think about somebody else who might want to pay a Julius Randle. Julius Randle is getting older. He's not done. He has plenty of time left, but he's not a rookie either. Julius Randle was fucking playing with Kobe. But at the end of the day, I think that they're not going to keep everybody out of those three. Naz Reid is going to want to go get a bag. Shay's cousin, Alexander, I don't know. To me, he gets a lot of props because he's Shay's cousin. I wouldn't want to be known as Shay's cousin. I want to make a name for myself. Because to be honest with you, I knew about him this season, but not to the point where I'm like, oh, that nigga nice. I hear more about him being Shay's cousin than his basketball skills. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have any. I'm just saying from what I heard. But to me, the real key piece is what they're willing to spend on Julius Randle, because Julius Randle could leave somewhere and get some decent money, but could go to a legit, he makes a team a legit contender. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get to the right team. What team is that? I'm not sure. I wouldn't be mad at him on San Antonio. You think about, you got Julius Randle, you got De'Aaron Fox, and then you got Wemby. That's not a bad three when I'm talking about him being the third option. We could sit there and say, what's Denver going to do? You know, he got a lot of places where if he takes a little less money, he could be right in the talks for winning a championship. He's one of them key components that the right team, he could take them over the hump. What team that is, I'm not sure. But if I'm Julius Randle, I know I'm getting towards the end of my career. I know I want the most money I could get, but I've never won a championship. So it's about going someplace where you think you could win and still getting the maximum dollar amount. But out of those three players you name, I think he's the one that has the most opportunity to go somewhere else.
Yeah, after looking at this, I definitely don't think they stay together. I don't think Randall or one of the other guys stay. I think Walker has to stay. I think it's a place where he can play. And I don't think he starts on another team. I think this is the best fit for him. If he can even develop some more ball handling, or display that a little bit more, they will have a better chance at moving him to the one and letting Anthony Edwards stay at the two, because they needed somebody taller against Shea.
Oh shit, he don't start now, so
yeah,
he's not a starter. But it's not just about him staying, it's about if niggas want him too. When you're a free agent, that don't mean necessarily that they want you back. Mm-hmm. Minnesota might tell them, yo, thank you for your services. It was great. Go about your business, man, in a nice way. You know what I'm saying? So when you're a free agent, just don't think automatically that the team wants you back. If you're a free agent, you know, that's up to you to produce, and he did not produce. So
yeah, and even when you mentioned Julius Randle, like if he was going to Denver, you would put, what position would you put him at? Because they got Aaron Gordon. Yeah,
no, I'm just saying. The thing about it was just about saying, and I was just brainstorming with teams. Yeah. He's one of them components that could put a team over the edge. I bring up Denver because I sit there and say, with Denver, this is 2 seasons that they got bumped in the second round back-to-back in 7 games. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there saying they're a couple pieces away from getting back to where they was when you lose Bruce Brown, when you lose Caldwell Pope. These are key components to their championship. So I wasn't necessarily, that was a great question. It wasn't necessarily to me thinking like, damn, you're going to replace him for Aaron Gordon or whoever else. I'm just saying he's that one of those players to me that could bring them over the edge. Maybe Denver wasn't the best team to name, but San Antonio, we would love to have him.
Okay, so tonight, Knicks versus Pacers, Game 5. Underdog has Halliburton at 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
I'm going higher. Halliburton is going crazy. He's going crazy.
I'm going to go lower. I think he went crazy last game. His pops was back in the building. He was showing off. They was acting crazy, throwing the choke sign up. It wasn't even a choke game. Pops up in the skybox acting crazy. That's going to calm down. But I do think that he'll have a great game. But that's the thing about Halliburton and the thing about the Indiana Pacers is that it doesn't have to be Halliburton every night. We see if we're watching Minnesota, it has to be Ant-Man. We see if we're watching the Knicks, it has to be Jalen Brunson or maybe Cat from time to time. With Minnesota, with Indiana, it does not have to be Halliburton. We could sit there and watch Neesmith hit 8 threes in the fourth quarter. Of course, I'm exaggerating. We sit there and watch Siakam have 39 points. Not only that, the next game he comes back and has 30 points. Now it's looking like Siakam's to go to. It looks like Siakam doesn't have an answer. So I think Tyrese Halliburton will have a great game. I just don't think he's going to have to put up that much numbers for them to be successful.
Okay, and Cat is at 11.5 rebounds. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
I'm going to go higher.
Yes, high.
Okay, and Jalen Brunson's at 6.5 assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
I'm definitely going pause low on that.
I'm going to go higher. I think he's going to get a lot of double teams, and it'll be a couple open players for him to get the 6 assists. And this is another thing that I actually learned as well. Maybe like 2 weeks ago, it wasn't really any reason to bring it up, is that now in the NBA, I heard Gary Payton talking about it, is whenever you pass the ball, they can take 3, 4, 5, 6 dribbles, you still get the assist for that. I remember when you pass the ball after one dribble, if you take two dribbles, it's not an assist no more. Now you can just, whoever passes it to them, they can take as many dribbles as you want and get the assist, which I don't think that's right because you're kind of creating your own shot if you have the ball and somebody makes a move. I'll do some more homework on that, but I'm going to go high.
Okay, make sure to download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. You shouldn't be able to take more than 2 dribbles. Because if you was throwing the ball up the court and somebody had to take 2 dribbles and then got a layup, that would still be an assist. But 3 and 4 and 5.
First of all, if you pass it to me and I'm doing all this, triple threat and all this, then I'm creating my own shot. How is that an assist if I'm creating my own shot?
They trying to make sure they catch the records before them.
Yeah.
True. Okay, and then how important is off the court and off the field behavior for athletes? We've talked about this a couple times, but we will discuss after the break.
On Underdog, you can play your way to bigger boosts each round of the playoffs with the Extender. Start a series by using your Game 1 boost and continue boosting each subsequent game. The longer the series, the bigger the boosts. Underdog, the best place to pick playoff basketball.
Welcome back. So Stefon Diggs was not present at the Patriots' voluntary OTAs after a video of him went viral on a boat with girls and his alleged new boo, Cardi B. In the video, he passed a pink substance to one of the girls, and of course, the video went viral, but it's not even just about the video. Basically, it got to his coach because the reporters asked him about the video, and the coach responded saying he is aware of the video, and he said, obviously, we want to make great decisions on and off the field. We're hoping that with our time here on the field today that we don't have a script and we're on the call periods, that we're making great decisions. Mase, what was your reaction to the video? And then did you have a problem with it? What the coach said, any aspect of it?
Just looking at, I thought the video was several things, you know. It just sheds the light on he's a guy that lived to the fullest. I think he's gonna continue to live his life as he should, and it's just gonna boil down.
What does that mean, Mace? When somebody lives to the fullest,
Live his life as he should.
No, I want to know what live to the fullest means.
Live to the fullest means Stefon Diggs is gonna do whatever he wants to do.
So you don't live to the fullest?
Not like he does. I live my version of.
That's why I asked you. That's why I asked you the question.
Yeah, he lives his life to the fullest.
But there's different versions of to the fullest.
Everything he wants to do. Okay. You know, his life to the fullest.
You ain't doing everything you want to do though.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm asking. What's live life to the fullest? If you living your life to the fullest, why he can't live his life?
Well, mine don't have a pink substance. And I ain't on the boat with, you know.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to figure out what the definition of live to the fullest was.
Yeah, and I ain't trying to call the girls extra, but you get what I'm saying. He's living it to the fullest. He's a bachelor. You know, he hasn't tied the knot. He's still searching. He's still enjoying himself.
I just wanted to get the definition. That's it.
Yeah, and I think I forgot the name of the pink. People are saying it's pink cocaine and all that, but I didn't see pink cocaine. I just saw a Kool-Aid pack, but I don't know if it was a Kool-Aid pack. I didn't get to zoom in on it, so I can't really say. What do you think it was? Did you see them sniff anything?
I don't even know. They were holding the bag. Do I think it was Kool-Aid? Absolutely not.
Who knows? It could have been. You remember those days? The old people, they used to call it snuff. It'd be in a pack like that.
Yeah.
People rub it on their gums.
That's what Tootsie is.
Oh, you rub it on your gums?
That's what people do.
What's Tootsie?
What's Tootsie?
That's the pink cocaine.
Oh, it's called Tootsie. You know, huh?
I've seen that.
Well, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. But thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I like
That's
to
what
be
that
educated.
is. No, I'm telling y'all, like that's what I don't know if that's what he had, but it looks like that.
But I think the coach was just covering for him. The coach was saying what he should say, but I don't think they were really excited about that information, because when a team is not winning the way they should, then the worst thing in the world is to have players that ends up being a distraction to the team, and I'm hoping he doesn't become that. But, he's going to continue to live his life to the fullest.
Was it mandatory minicamp?
Voluntary.
And what we talking about? This is what I'm trying to say. Niggas is always trying to make a story about something. Not you said, because I've seen it all over the place as well.
Yeah.
If it's not mandatory and it's voluntary, and he's been in the league for years, he knows what he needs to do to be ready for the season. Why are we talking about this? Now, we going to talk about the pink substance. I didn't see the pink substance. I was just looking at the surroundings and everything else. I didn't know if it was pink substance. I didn't see anything, to be totally honest with you. I wasn't paying to that. So I was more thinking about, I wonder if Cardi B's going to be mad at this. That's what I was looking at, because he's telling the bitches to call him daddy and all type of shit. But they may be cool, have that type of relationship where it ain't no big thing. If it ain't mandatory, oh well. As far as the pink substance is concerned, we can't prove what it is. It could be cotton candy for you. We don't know.
Yeah.
Can't zoom in. Only person that knows is Stat. Tootsie. I've never heard of Tootsie till today. I'm late to the party. I'm sorry. First of all, I never took any cocaine. I never sold the pink one. So I wouldn't even know where to get the pink one from. I'm out to loot with that. I should know everything pink, right? I should be in the loop.
Yeah, that sounded kind of weird. You didn't know.
Yeah, I retired by the time pink cocaine came out. I ain't got time for no murder case murder. This spiking shit with fentanyl, putting dye on the cocaine. Listen, man, I did Pedico and it was fresh. It was pure. Wasn't nothing else added to it, man. They had a good time. But the more of the story is, whatever the coach said, doesn't matter. As long as Stefon Diggs, you ain't see him taking no drugs, it doesn't matter. And it wasn't mandatory camp, it was voluntary. So I'm not going to make a big deal out of this.
Yeah, a couple things. Let me make it clear. I don't do any drugs. I don't even smoke weed. I just know what it is. Let me preface that first. Second of all, to Cam's point, yes, I just posed the question because it is a viral video and a lot of people are talking about it. But I do want to give my 2 cents, because people be like, man, you trying to be like, it's literally viral. Everybody's talking about it, so I bring it up here so they can have their opinions too. And honestly, I completely agree. I don't understand why people are making it such a big idea. I think people have too much lenses into things that have nothing to do with them, because somebody who's not outside, not out, they're probably looking like, oh my gosh, he's such a bad influence, da 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 da. If he want to go do that on the boat that he rented, he can go do that on the boat that he rented. I know people were saying, should Cardi B be upset about it? If that girl want to go live her best life and go be on a boat with the girls who are shaking, let her go do that, because she's allowed to go do that. And if he want to go party, he can go do that too.
Cardi was married to Offset.
No.
Are they officially divorced?
That I don't know.
Yeah, so then she can't be upset if she's still going through a divorce.
I just feel like, what is she? People were basically saying she would be mad about the girls all over him, but it's like, if they know what it is and she just want to have a good time, he want to go have a good time, they can go have a good time together. That's what I think. And as far as the drugs, I don't support doing drugs. Y'all can do what you want to do, though. It looked like the girls was down. Some people are into that. If he pulled it out and that's what they want, y'all got it.
They looked like they was happy.
That's what I'm saying. They got it. Nobody is being forced to do nothing. Everybody is enjoying their time the way they want to do it. Again, the OTAs were voluntary. I personally don't see a problem with it, because people were texting it to me like, this is such a bad look. And I'm like, I get that.
Think in that time, I really believe, now that I'm hearing more context, that in the time we're living in, it's not good for guys to give women any kind of drugs, no matter where they're at.
Well,
because that comes back to be an issue.
That's a whole nother piece.
Do any of your friends do drugs?
My close friends, no.
I knew it. I knew you would say no.
Yeah, your associates.
I know it.
She said a close friend. So what's close?
Exactly.
Like my best friends, no. People I've been around, people like doing
That's how you know
stuff.
what the pink cocaine is?
Sure.
She knows what Tootsie is, but nobody does drugs around her.
No, actually though, like none of my friends do. Because for what? The only thing you will see us with is liquor.
Where you see Tootsie
That is
at?
all. People be pulling that out at the club. That's why I've seen it. I was like,
So how you knew what the name was?
because I asked. I was like, what is that?
Oh.
They said this. You don't want this. I said, I don't.
Was it your close friends?
It was not. What is the face? If it was my close friend, I would just tell y'all that.
They were in your section?
Part of it.
Okay.
It was it. There's different parts, but people be doing that. I don't support it. That's how, rest in peace, Louis, because that's how the guy from One Direction died.
We ain't
Y'all free to
judging.
do
You
what
ain't
you
on
wanna do.
trial.
No, I know. I'm just saying. No, because actually, though, don't do drugs. Like, I just don't do that. Like, people be, I don't like that.
Yeah, this is a bad time for guys to be offering girls drugs. No, even if they want them.
Even if they, words from Mase.
Yeah.
That's that. Okay. But yeah, I just don't see a problem with that. That's what they want to do. So that's my opinion on that. Okay. So moving
And
to.
that's not that there's ever a good time, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's just a lot going on. Like, and to that point, as far as being responsible, it's like, you're ramping up for the season.
Yeah.
People are recording, probably don't, like, that's just being smart about certain things.
And you don't know what a person's reaction to it is
Right.
going to be. Like, say it's just something recreational they were doing. For them, they may feel like it's okay, and he just
Right.
gives it to the girl. She have a different reaction. It's
Right.
going to be on him.
Right.
So, right now, it's kind of really crazy for
Yeah.
athletes and all of us as celebrity.
Yeah. No, that's a true point too, because you just never know how people are going to react.
Mm-hmm.
And then per video, you don't know what they are going to say prior to, after, under them, all those things. It's just a tricky situation.
Yeah, today they love them. Tomorrow they may not feel the same.
Amen. Say, man, you heard it here, because that's exactly how I don't know. But those are our 2 cents. Y'all can let us know what y'all thought about the video in the comments down below. Switching gears to WNBA. So in just 38 games, Angel Reese became the fastest in WNBA history to record 500 career points and rebounds. She passed the previous record holder, Tina Charles, who earned the honor after 44 games in 2011. Thoughts on her accomplishment?
Congratulations, Angel Reese. On the points, I can't give her credit for the rebounds.
Okay.
Because she throws the ball at the basket and gets her own rebound. She gets probably like 2 or 3 rebounds per take, it seems like. I saw a clip of her. Did you see the clip? Where she was missing, got the rebound, missed, got the rebound.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of that is intentional. I can't say that, but I'm just joking around. But congratulations on being the fastest player to do so. I think that's really phenomenal.
Hey, Cam.
Kim, you still paying
Sorry.
rent for the girls that play basketball?
I'll answer that first. I never was paying rent. I was paying fines.
Oh, yeah.
And I gotta see how they look this year. So I get the new 25 season pictures, and I'll let you know. But yeah, it's
So if she fine, you pay the fine?
with a good attitude.
With a good attitude.
Yeah, good attitude, definitely. Throw a little something your way. But what was the actual question?
Yeah, so she became the fastest in WNBA history to record, Angel Reese, to record 500 career points and rebounds.
So let me ask you that. Is that separate 500 points and 500 rebounds a combination? That's the real question.
Points, I'm thinking it's both, but let me double check.
Before I answer that question, I need to know if it's separate.
Okay.
500 points and 500
Yeah,
rebounds.
500 points and 500 rebounds.
I don't know how she did that. Her rebound should be triple her points. She throws the ball to herself mad times, but that's definitely a great accomplishment, man. It can't be frowned upon. I remember, like I said, with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark coming into the season, their rookie year last season, how Taurasi and a few other players was like they gonna have a long way ahead of them, and it's gonna be hurdles, and they're not just gonna come in and dominate the league. It's a process. It's steps to this, all this fly shit.
Cap.
And now, it was Cap, and now both of them are really making a great name for themselves. Not just making a name for themselves. We got Caitlin Clark favorite to win MVP this season before the injury. And then we also have Angel Reese, the fastest score, 500 points and 500 rebounds. Both of these ladies are outstanding and amazing, and they're moving the sport forward. Congratulations.
Okay.
Yeah, and Caitlin Clark got almost 800 points. Got to keep this in context, that can't be saying it like niggas is far behind. You're asking us almost like a false question.
That's not a false question. I said, how do you feel about her accomplishment?
You said she's the fastest.
Yeah.
To get both, probably.
Yeah.
To get both. Oh. But you see how it sound, Killa.
I agree with you.
You're not telling me that Caitlin is that.
I ain't blaming Stat.
Blame the internet. That's
I'm about
the
to
stat.
say, yeah, I seen that floating around yesterday a few times. But I get 100% when you go, because it make it seem like nobody else is
in that park, and then somebody got 300 more points than her.
Yeah, so I 100% get where you're coming from.
Come on.
Yeah,
But that's just goes like you ever see, and no disrespect to ESPN, I watch ESPN all the time, but you ever see they be like, in the last 9 games, he's averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. Why not the last 10 games? Or the last 11 games? Why do they got to go to 9 games? Because it makes the stat
sounds better.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I totally agree
That's
with
what Stat just did. But it's all good. Stat, you're the researcher. You're the journalist.
Yeah, I'm the researcher, but I didn't curate that narrative. That's the internet's narrative. So it's popular. I read it to y'all. Y'all tell me y'all answer. We keep it going. That's that.
All right.
Yeah, but congratulations to Angel Reese. Now, another side of things. So obviously we've seen that Caitlin Clark is injured. So the get-in price for the Sky versus Fever game on June 7th was $86, literally 48 hours ago. Now it's down to $25 after it was announced that Caitlin Clark was injured. So this is a 71% drop in ticket prices just because of Caitlin Clark's injury alone. After hearing that, how do you feel about just her impact on the game, and specifically WNBA, and then their future game that they have?
With Caitlin Clark not being there for this game, it is obvious that people were not going to want to see the game without her, because it's the camaraderie. It's almost like seeing Bird against the Lakers without Magic, or Magic against Boston without Bird. But really what we want to see is how much this continues. Is there going to be a fall off, weeks to come? Is there going to be a fall off in the viewers weeks to come? And if it continues to make that difference in the sales and in the output of what everything the brand is doing, then it's going to raise another situation to where people got to put way more respect on Caitlin Clark's name. And I think time is going to show that.
Yeah, I said this yesterday because I said Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. He actually made up a great point. He's saying in the next 2 weeks, we're going to see how effective NBA the WNBA, sales are around the league, talking about jersey sales, ticket sales, viewerships when the games are supposed to be watched, etc. And Stephen A.'s comments was, if numbers are significantly low around the board in the WNBA, and when Caitlin Clark comes back, they go back up to what she's been doing, then everybody got to chill out and just ride the white horse, pause, so to speak. No pun intended. Or is it pun intended? That's up to you. But the thing about it is, that's what Stephen A. Smith, and I talked about this just yesterday. I didn't know it was going to be that much of a ticket price drop in the game that you just referred to, Stat. But you know who you're going to see, absolutely. So I get them trying to sell them for $25, but be happy if they sell the $25 tickets, because people want to come see Caitlin Clark. We'll see what happens, but Stephen A. Smith definitely brought that to my attention a couple of days ago, and I said to myself, let's keep an eye on this. And so far,
Right.
boom, right out the gate, first game or whatever game it is, she's not playing. 71% decrease in sales, which is bad.
Yeah.
And this is a time for Angel Reese to show that her brand is stronger when it comes to these type of games. Because if she goes in there and start, getting her team together and start marketing in a greater way, then she could prove that, hey, this happens even without Caitlin here. I think that will make her brand that much stronger.
Yeah. I will add, though, I think that's going to be difficult because I do think people want to see the rivalry point blank, like they do. So, like, it would be a good opportunity if she could capitalize off of it, but it's going to be real. It's going to be hard. I ain't going to lie. It's going to be hard. Okay. So, last topic before we wrap, and still kind of on the Stephen A. type of scenario. So Jemele Hill said she used to cancel dates if they brought up Stephen A. Smith or Skip Bayless. She said there is nothing more unsexy and unflattering than when you're talking to somebody who's a potential love interest and you're trying to get them to know them and they're like, so what's Stephen A. Smith like? So Mase, on the opposite end, have you ever been? Again? Yeah, she would be on dates and they would ask her what Stephen A. Smith is like, or like ask her questions about Skip. Like, on the opposite, you know, have you ever been in a similar situation where people were asking you about somebody you were associated with, friends with, cool with, and does that bother you?
We should be asking you this, Stat.
We can start with
Do you ever go on dates and people ask you about Cam and ask you about Mase and say, what are they like? Yes. And is that a bummer for you? Because that you would be better to answer this question.
Yeah, funny question. Yes, that has happened, and it's like I don't like it. Like, I remember I went on a date and somebody was dressed up as you for Halloween, and I was like, hell.
The date?
Yes. Yo, I never told Kim this. I was on a date with this guy, and he was dressed up as Cam for Halloween.
Yeah,
the pink, and he was like, yeah, like, that's so like people just be, and I love it. Like, I love that, like, you guys support me. I love that. But in dating, it's been so hard. It's been so difficult.
What did you say when you seen a nigga with that on though? Like, did you discuss it?
That's weird for me. He's like, I love him. Like, I'm like, yo. And it's happened because I've been on dates with, you know, like 9 to 5, been on dates with doctors, and I've been on dates with celebrities. And it's like, people love y'all. And I knew that. But like, I'm not trying to talk about work. I'm not trying to talk about y'all. And I dismiss it. But the Halloween thing was crazy.
That's crazy.
And then it's like, you know, like, people don't like clear their search. And it's like, I've seen my name, like,
search.
What's this? Like, let me search it up real quick. Hand me their phone. I've seen my name, or I've seen like the recent be like the show. Y'all know how weird that is? Like,
that's weird.
I can't do it.
I remember when we was shooting in Miami and Stat told me she went on a date. And they got to dinner and they was chilling at like the Airbnb or whatever. And nigga was like, yo, you mind if we watch the show real quick?
No, he didn't.
I ain't see it today. You mind if we watch it?
Yes.
Yo, that got to be like, yo.
Exactly. And mind you, like, I was like, because again, like, I was in college, so it's like, I'm literally living my normal life, which is not the same anymore. We are very aware of that. So I can't do the same things, can't go to the same place, can't be around the same people. I know that. I was just
about to finish school when this happened.
It was like the last semester. Like, I'm excited to graduate, and he wanted to go watch the show because he was late on the episode. I'm like, damn, I can't even. What do I do? I can't do nothing.
That's crazy, Stat.
Yeah, I never told y'all. It was
so
wild.
When he asked you, can he watch the show, what did you tell him?
No. I was like, automatically, I'm like, okay, I'm busy. Like, I have something to go do. Like, damn, I forgot. He
basically is like going through his mind like, yo.
See,
I got her here with me.
When it wasn't my go, like, I went through that when Mase got on before me, but I'm not like that type of person. I am that type person. I'm not, but like, yeah, then fuck them if you want to fuck them. That's up to you. Because it's going to be my turn. Don't come running back when it's my go. Where Mase at? I don't know where he at. Yeah. So I went through that a little bit with Mase. Maybe Dame time to time when Dame was up, but I never was really one of them niggas that was like, be mad that you like my friend. Cause I always had the attitude like this. This was my attitude where I got a girlfriend, and all my other bitches, I can't control them. Now, if they want to go bone you, cool. If my girl want to bone Mase, then I would have had a problem with that. Yeah, but all my other bitches, I ain't never cared, B. I never was like that. I'd be, oh, go ahead. He in the next room. Not going to do it. You know, I never was really one of them people that would get upset if you ask. But, like, as far as, like, I'm sitting there trying to think. Outside of Mase and maybe Dame, I never had to really go through that, no.
Yeah.
Because it's different. It's been different levels. Like, I've been popping since I was 14, maybe not with money, but I was known out there. My name was ringing bells, man. A little basketball here and there. So I never really had a problem with females. I never really had a problem, like, getting kind of what I wanted to get when I wanted to get it. And so I had options. I know people like me, I'll leave you for less than one to bone Mase. I'll leave you for way less than that. Snore the wrong way. Do anything. It don't take much to turn me off. I'm not a big feet person, so if you don't wear socks in the bed sometime, I look for shit on your feet to make me mad. Sometimes I'm my own problem. I look for stuff to make me mad so I don't be bothered with you. I'm in my own way, to be totally honest with you. I'm my problem.
Like, I'm actually the problem. Yeah. Last thing I will add, it definitely has changed, like, everything, and it's trickled down to my friends too, because it's like they'll be going on dates or something and, like, see that I post and, like, oh, like, you're friends with Stat, like, she's so tough, like, can you call her? My friends are like, I'm not calling my friend, right? Like, it's all of those things. And especially like I said, the transition from school to now, it's like all those people who, like, in college obviously had class and stuff with me, like, do you remember me from da 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 da? I'm like, a Greek picnic? Like, that was 3-4 years ago, like, when I was strolling. Like, I don't
imagine somebody trying to force you to remember something from 25 years ago on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side of Collins Street.
That's crazy.
You don't remember? It was sunny out and the sky was blue.
I don't.
Yeah, man. I just lie and act like I remember, because they'll talk you to death to try to force you to remember some shit.
But I will say, I do not mind the sports conversations. Like, that's cool. But, like, people will be, like, directly quoting, like, things from y'all, or, like, try to, like, use it on me. I'm like, bruh, you cannot.
Imagine a nigga be like, pause.
No,
they don't even got nothing
you
to
were
do
laughing.
with it.
I'm dead ass. That happens.
Pause. Pause.
I'm like, no. Like, that happens all the
And
time.
like, yo, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stat, you ain't say pause.
Yes. Like, you guys are joking
Why you
about
on a
it.
date?
Yes. You guys are joking about it. That is my real life. Like, I don't mind the sports debates. I don't mind a couple conversations, but, like, quoting you, or like, oh, the waiter has a grasp on the yacht. Like, why would you say that? Like, we cannot do this. We cannot. So yeah, that's a little insight into how my life's been going. So
That's wild. That's weird. It feels like an audition.
Honestly, yes. Or some will try to, like, play it off. But it's like, I can tell. I can always tell.
Yeah. It's not easy out there, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. That's why I'm still out here, man.
It is not.
It's not easy, man.
It is not.
And like I said, for me, it do not take a lot, man. One thing, don't drive right. Make a wrong turn while you driving, I get mad. I get mad at anything, yo. I get mad shit. You don't know, you never heard Wu-Tang, you don't know the 4th song on the album. Like, I'll make shit up. Just not to be bothered.
Wow,
when I give a girl money, it's for them to leave. It's not for them to stay. That way you can't say you did anything for me. It's not prostitution. It's that way. It's not prostitution because I'm not paying for no pussy. It's not me buying you a bag so I feel like I'm tricking on you for the pussy. It's get your nails and some lunch tomorrow. It was nice. We had a nice night.
think we need to put a poll up. Who's more toxic, Killa or Future?
That's wild. Pause. You need to put a poll up and see who's more toxic.
Put a poll up and see. Oh my God. I will add though, and I mean, shoot, y'all can let us know in the comments. I don't really think you're I just think you're very upfront. So I don't really consider that like, to be completely honest, I just feel like you know what you're getting. So if a girl's gonna try you, it's like, you know you're about to try me. So you know what you're about to say is about to piss me off. So if you want to say it, go ahead, because you know me and I warned you. That's what I get from you.
Yeah, it's a fact.
I think you're very open and upfront.
You know what happened, and I know we got to wrap soon, but for this, my last thing on this topic is that I got tired of being scared. Like, and when I say that, me and Sin and who else? Suge talked about it, because we had all had girlfriends at one time, and we kind of all wanted to get out the situation we were. I think none of us with the people that I'm talking about, so Sin's ex and Suge ex, and sorry if y'all have made collateral damage to this conversation. But niggas be scared when they cheating, yo, because every time you're doing something wrong, and let's say you're in a hotel or something, and your girl call you like, this bitch see me walk out the hotel, you know what I'm saying? Then you come in, she like, what's up? And you like, what's up? What's up? And then you may think she may know something because you did something, but she may not know anything. Like, that shit is a mess of feeling inside, tired of being like, damn, what this bitch know? What did I do? I gotta sneak this, I gotta wash my underwear, I gotta do. I was fucking. And I don't owe you an explanation. That's where I wanted to get in my life, to where I don't have to feel scared. Like, that shit is not a cool feel. And I don't like lying. I don't want to be lying like, yo, I swear to God I was there.
Right.
Yo, call what's the name? Then you gotta call your man and tell him, yo, if I call you with this bitch, we was in the studio, all right? I got tired of that, yo. That shit is whack and draining. And I just wanted to be free and want to laugh when somebody questioned me. Like, now, if I get on a new date or something like that, and a new, or some dealing with somebody new, and it's getting to that point, and they be like, I see somebody wasn't answering their phone last night, where you was at? And I'd be like, you crazy, what you did today? That's how relationships start. Nobody says, do you want to be my girlfriend, you want to be my boyfriend? You start answering questions and lying about shit that you was doing because you don't want to tell them the truth or hurt their feelings or want them to know whatever habits or fetishes you like or whatever. So you start lying and they start asking questions. Why you wasn't picking your phone up? Where you was at? This, that, and the third. That's how relationships start. So as soon as I hear them type of questions, I just start laughing. Be like, yo, you crazy. What you did today? And just curve the whole shit so you don't think that you can ask me those type of questions.
Well, in the comments, let us know if you think that's toxic. I don't know if I was exactly saying that, but I'll let y'all be the judge.
That's not, listen, it's the truth. You can't, when's the last time you're like, yo, you want to go steady? Yo, you my girlfriend or you my boyfriend? Mark my words, next time that somebody, when you get in the shit, they be like, so you wasn't picking your phone, so you really was at the club all night. Oh yeah, with Future, Metro Boomin, so I guess you just went home afterwards. Yeah. What you did yesterday? My night was kind of lit. It was like, I'm not letting you put me in that corner unless I like you. And then I'm still gonna tell you too, I don't wanna be lying and shit, man. That shit is annoying. So you could consider it toxic, but you put yourself in the situation. Your phone be down, your phone is ringing. Thank you. Girl put their phone down. I be like, yo, your phone. They be like, oh no, you can hold it if it ring. Nah, because you trying to do that to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, I don't want it your phone. I don't want to know where it's at. They do that. Anytime, you got to think about this, when they be doing little shit like that, they want to do it to you. So they open the door up for you to be like, who that calling you? So they can be like, when you tell them no, they be like, oh, I'll let you hold my phone.
Nah,
I'm good, man.
it don't work like that. Okay, y'all. Well, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. 2 Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.